am going to talk about my experience with ear piercings and all the piercings that I have. I will show you an up-close personal view of them. So I have my top cartilage. I have my second, it's like almost like a double cartilage, which I will explain later. And then I have my entire ear covered here. The total number of piercings on this ear are 9. On this side of my ear, I only have my first, second, third, and my fourth. So my piercing journey started when I was around 5, 6 years old. This was when I got my first done. And I've had them done, you know, what now, 15 years-ish. I got my seconds done when I was 10 years old for my 10th birthday with a friend, and my mom approved those. And so those were done in 2004. So you can do the math there. And then I got all my other piercings I've gotten in the last year. To start out with, I got my thirds done with my friend, and I got my cartilage done. And I got them done within a month of each other. Coming around to January 2013, the piercing that I got first after, you know, 10 years was my cartilage piercing. I was very, very surprised. I didn't feel a single thing. And that's why I ended up getting everything else, because I got that initial fear of piercings, like, out of me. Like, I think if it hurt really badly, I would have been more scared and more timid to get any more done. She has the gun to my ear, and I got them all done with guns. By the way, no needles, because I can't do needles. I didn't feel a single thing. All I heard was the click of the gun. So I didn't hear anything. And the reason also I never really went for getting my cartilage done was because I was, like, absolutely terrified of the pain. So I get it done, and I'm like, oh my god, it ain't hurting. So I was so excited to get my other ones done. A month goes by, and granted, right afterwards, it hurt like a biatch. Like, it was hurting. It hurt to sleep, and for an entire year later, it did still hurt, and I still have moments where this hurts. Not as much anymore, because I can't tell which one hurts worse, because I have, like, all of them in right now, but we'll get there. I go, and I want to get my thirds done. When she put it through, it actually hurt, and it was, like, shocking, because I wasn't used to anything hurting, because my cartilage didn't hurt whatsoever, which is very, very rare. So I would not always go by my experience with my cartilage. I was shocked at how bad my lobes hurt. It did hurt. I mean, it's a pinch, it's over with, it's nothing, but it hurt. And they were warm afterwards, but it was over with. Then we go a year later now. I wanted to get my fourths done. We go and we get it done, and that hurt just as bad as my thirds. All up to my fifths, it's about the same. And I go and I get my fifths done around January, and I'm all excited, and then that's when I had made up my mind to fill this entire ear, and I stopped on this one. So fast forward to around, I think, the end of February. So I am going, and she does both of them, and, you know, they didn't actually hurt that bad, because they are, like, when you get to your 6th and 7th, they are partly lobe and partly cartilage, so depending on where you get it pierced. So it didn't hurt that bad, and they didn't really hurt afterwards. And you move them around, do whatever, nothing really affected me. So here comes the story, people. Here comes the story. I go and I get, the first one goes through, and it's like, we're at the point where it's full cartilage now. So it goes through, and it actually surprised me because it hurt. And I wasn't used to that. I was used to them not hurting, obviously, because of my first ever cartilage. Like, it didn't affect me. So that was kind of shocking. She goes to the other one. I feel this, like, squeeze, and I think it's there, and I feel a pinch, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I was like, oh, it's done, and, like, hurt, but then I didn't hear the click. So I feel a drop on my chest. And I feel the drop on my chest, Lisa's face goes, of course, I'm like, mother, what the hell's going on with my ear? So I look down and there's blood here, and apparently my ear is, like, gushing blood. Mind you, this person has never done this to me before, so this was, like, a freak accident. I also don't think that she was used to having this many piercings in one ear. Like, she didn't think it through, because she didn't take my top piercing out. She had, like, that pressure in my ear, so it started to bleed. I'm not, like, skittish with blood or anything like that, so it didn't bother me. I was honestly wanting her to, like, videotape it, because I wanted to see it. Like, it was, like, funny. Like, it didn't bother me at all. And we stopped piercing because all of a sudden, black spots are happening in my vision, and I'm thinking I'm going to pass out. So then I'm like, Lisa, no, I'm going to pass out. Like, I know what passing out feels like. I've passed out before, so I was like, I'm going to pass out. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, this is, like, so annoying. Like, who passes out from a cartilage piercing? So we go, and I'm sitting on the ground, and so she pierces Lisa's ear, and she comes back to me and goes to pierce it, and she's like, trying to pierce it with it in there, and then she's like, okay, we're going to have to take it out. So in my mind, I'm like, well, probably should have done this in the first place. Take it out. She pierces it. And she couldn't get the backing in right away anyway, and she had to, like, do it, and the whole thing was just painful, and there's, like, pictures of me going. With all of that said and done, she goes, well, I'm going to put the other piercing in a bag after she had tried to put it back in. Can't get it in right now. Your ear is just too sensitive. I'm like, no problem, whatever. Like, Lisa will do it for me later. So then we go back, and hours later, I go to put it back in, and we realize that she missed the piercing, like, where she was supposed to pierce it, and she pierced it too high up, because if you look at the picture, you can see how tight that piercing is to my top piercing. So it's not exactly what I wanted, and it was really disappointing because I wanted this, like, clean cut, like, all the way down of my ear. So it's kind of disappointing. But yeah, so my piercing story altogether isn't changed, like, getting them done. I love them. I love how they look. But, so I hope you guys like this long rant. If you have any wild piercing stories or piercings in general, leave the number, the story, whatever, leave that down below so we can all talk about our piercing stories. I hope you guys like it. Give this video a big old thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!